Is it something I could drown in the water? Why ask if you tell? 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 Grown child with a loaded gun. Said it's all good, 'cause I'm just having fun. I'm a perfect monkey cry with a twisting hair, my smear. Is it something I could cry in love? There's a fire raging all around you, and it burns a dark blue. And I know this life won't last forever, but I stand and fight there. Tell my mother that I never had a reason. Tell my father that I never made it far. And I'm tightly holding on to the last great hope that I might be on my way to much more lovely time. But there's a fire raging all around you, and it burns a dark blue. And I know this life won't last forever, but I'll stand and fight them.
Practice with me some doms and tags.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the 2013 USCSA National Championships here from Sun Valley, Idaho. On an absolutely glorious Thursday afternoon in the Wood River Valley. Sunny skies, warm temperatures, fantastic snow conditions as we are ready to bring you live coverage of the Women's Slalom National Championship Final, all part of our USCSA Broadcast Network coverage. Hi, everybody. Boss Hogg alongside Alex Beatty in round number 6 of live broadcasting here from the Warm Springs base area and the Greyhawk Trail in beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho. And, Alex, I don't think we could have asked for a better afternoon for some championship slalom.
Absolutely not, boss. Just a stark contrast to the blizzard conditions we had yesterday. Beautiful skies, and the sun is reflecting off of the snow on the shining faces of 84 athletes as we get ready to watch some ladies slalom.
The 2013 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Patagonia, proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's Alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supply, sports timing equipment, or hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at ReliableRacing.com. And by Hurricane Racing. When it's custom team Alpine, Nordic, or cycling race apparel you seek, Hurricane Racing delivers. Demand the very best in custom printed ski suits, jackets, pants, and race apparel. Demand Hurricane Racing. HurricaneRacing.com. Official sponsors of the USCSA. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out their complete collection at TwitchellSportswear.com. Proud supporters of the USCSA. An exciting morning here on the Greyhawk Trail as Run 1 got underway earlier today at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. Fast and furious action from the ladies. We'll have 84 that made it through to the second round. Of course, things led by the unbelievable first run in a time of 44:32 by Rocky Mountain College's Eloise Julian. She is atop your leaderboard with over a 1.5 second lead to the second position. Caitlin Forbes from St. Anselm's College in the second slot. She's followed by Melissa Daniels from Sierra Nevada College. Then it's Taya Palick, also from Sierra Nevada, and teammate Emilie Lamoureux in the fifth slot. Then we have Catherine Olmstead from St. Olaf College, followed by Colorado Mesa University, Sarah Gregory. Then Johanna Tikkanen from Sierra Nevada in the 8th position. 9th, Amanda Engelhardt from Brown. And in your top 10 from run number 1 this morning from the University of British Columbia, it's Ella Baugh. But no doubt Eloise Julian is the time to beat today. 44:32, over a 1.5 seconds faster than the next qualifier. I wonder, Alex, is that time, can you make that up on a 45-second run?
It's going to be tough, boss. Definitely really tough here. Eloise Julian has left a major cushion for herself in the second run. 1.5 seconds, really a huge margin, especially in a slalom, boss. Should be interesting to see if some of the racers in the top spots can pull off that difference.
As our forerunners have now made their way down the course, it looks like we are ready to start here. Of course, our forerunners, Jake Jacobs, Sam Ricker, and Blaine Martin. Very important, as they will radio any information that is needed to the course workers at the top. Make any last-minute adjustments here as we get ready for our first racer, who will be Analicia Honkanen from Northern Michigan University. Of course, we take the top 30 racers from the morning run. We reverse their order. We call that the flip in ski racing. So the 30th fastest will come down first, and the fastest will come down 30th. We are about to crown a national champion here today, and we're glad you're joining us on the USCSA Broadcast Network. Tune in to all of the coverage here live from Sun Valley throughout the week and on Saturday at www.uscsa.com. A snowstorm, whiteout blizzard conditions here on the Greyhawk Trail yesterday, and boy, what a difference a day makes, as it is absolutely glorious today.
Absolutely, boss. I heard from some of the athletes, just perfect conditions for ski racing. A great packed powder, and it's holding up very well. No ruts, no divots. Should be perfect for these athletes. This is what they love, boss, and they are going to rip it today.
Let's take a look at our course information. We'll take a look at the temperatures and the race conditions here on the Greyhawk Trail. About 27 degrees outside with a 52% relative humidity. Certainly a lot more wet outside this morning, so it's dried out a bit. Packed powder conditions, almost a foot of snow here on the Greyhawk Trail yesterday. But they got hard to work at night with the groomers last night and have made a perfect racing surface here for the second run. We'll be starting at 2,011 meters, dropping into the finish corral at 1829 for a total of 182 meters. A vertical drop and 54 gates that the ladies will have to contend with today. It's going to be the girl who comes down the fastest, adding it to the first run time. That's going to determine our national champion. Our chief of race is Harry Ricker, and it looks like Mr. Ricker is about to get us started in the start shack. We will see Analicia Honkanen, Brianna Kohlberg, Nina Herner, Simona Krokolo, Catherine Stewart, Heather Durr from Penn State. A great story and comeback story for her after suffering a terrible injury last summer. Somehow, some way, made herself available, healthy, and trained to make the national champion. She's back here coming down in the 6th position. Now it looks like we're underway. Wearing bib number 6 from Northern Michigan University, here comes Analicia Honkanen. 30th fastest after the morning session with a 50.42. She'll be followed by Castleton College's Brianna Kohlberg, who's now on course. And Nina Herner from the College of Idaho, making the flip earlier this morning. But now it's Analicia Honkanen. Honkanen into the lower third. In the final 8 gates comes Analicia Honkanen from Northern Michigan University. She is skiing well, and she punches the stripe in a time of 49.62 and a combined time of 140.04. You know, Alex, the great thing about being number 1 down in the second run is you're on the leaderboard and atop the podium.
Absolutely, boss. An incredible feeling to be in first place in a ski race. I've never experienced it myself, but it must be something, boss.
Here comes Brianna Kohlberg from Castleton College. Second in the intermediate split. She'll need to pour it on here in the final 4 gates as Brianna Kohlberg from Castleton College across the stripe. Will it be enough for the lead? Nope, second place for Kohlberg. So your leader, Honkanen, followed by Kohlberg, but Nina Herner from the College of Idaho wants to change all of that as she makes her way into the center portion of the course. The course swings wildly about halfway through to the skier's left, hard right boot turn, then back again to the skier's right. Tipsy and turvy as they make their way into the final 15 gates, and here comes Nina Herner from the College of Idaho. The Yotes well represented here in their home mountain of Sun Valley. 8 gates to go for Herner. Will it be enough to take the lead away from Analicia Honkanen? Now Herner into the final gate and across the stripe, it's Herner, and it's good enough for the lead. Hometown favorite Nina Herner from the College of Idaho, your current leader, followed by Analicia Honkanen and Brianna Kohlberg.
You can see the exhaustion setting in at the end of that run, boss. Very tricky set today. The course swings right, left, and left again. Just back and forth across this trail. Should be very interesting to see this, boss.
And now it is Simona Crocolo from Castleton College wearing bib number 4, making her way into the finish corral. And she comes across in a time of 1:41.75. Still no change in your leaderboard is Nina Herner, the Yote from the College of Idaho, your leader. She's followed by Northern Michigan University's Analicia Honkanen. And in the third slot, it's Castleton's Brianna Kohlberg. Catherine Stewart now on course for Brown University. She was 26th fastest after the first run. Third fastest in their intermediate split. Will she have enough to take over the lead as she crosses the stripe in 1:39.23? And she is indeed your new leader. So Catherine Stewart from Brown University atop your leaderboard, followed by College of Idaho's Nina Herner and Northern Michigan's Analicia Honkanen.
Great news for Brown University. Catherine Stewart having a fantastic second run. Brown needs all 3 of their racers left to finish if they want a shot at the podium, sitting in 5th place after the first run, boss.
Now it's Penn State University's Heather Durr after a massive comeback to even make this race. And finishing across the stripe is Heather Durr with a time of 1:41.60. But what an incredible story of recovery for Heather Durr, the Nittany Lion from Penn State. In a terrible accident last summer, worked all year long to recover, to train, to qualify for the Nationals, and now she's here completing her second run in the ladies' final. Congratulations to Heather Durr. Now McKenna McNabb from St. Olaf College. She is the fastest in the split time and across the stripe, number 1, 1:36.90. McKenna McNabb from St. Olaf College, your new leader. So it's McNabb, Stewart, Herner, Honkanen, and Kohlberg in your top 5.
St. Olaf needs everything they can get from their racers today, boss. They are sitting in 4th after the first run, and they will really need to put some solid runs together if they don't want to be on the outside looking in.
Now it's Daniela Hemsley into the final 5 gates. Will it be enough to take over McNabb's first position? Across the stripe is, let's see, it's Danielle Hemsley. Good enough for second place, 1:39.13. On course wearing bib 58, 22nd fastest after the first run from the University of British Columbia. It's Christina Donnelly. Donnelly's really going to have to pour it on in the second half of this race. Only 9th fastest from the top. She had some trouble. She'll have to make up time here in the final 20 gates. Here comes Christina Donnelly from the University of British Columbia. Now on course, Laura Post from St. Olaf. Meanwhile, 7 gates to go for Donnelly. University of British Columbia feeling a great team here this year at the Nationals. Will Donnelly have enough? She crosses the stripe in 1:50.19. She wasn't able to make up any time good enough for 9th. Now Laura Post wearing bib 74, 21st fastest this morning. 5th at the intermediate split shack halfway high above this Greyhawk Trail. Now she'll make her way into the lower 3rd. Here comes Laura Post from St. Olaf College. She'll be followed by Malin Erickson from Rocky Mountain, who's now dropped in from the start shack. Into the lower 3rd in the final 15 comes Laura Post. St. Olaf College's Laura Post. With 8 gates to go, will she be able to take over McNabb's leader spot? Across the stripe, here comes Post. Good enough for second place. Laura Post from St. Olaf College, now in the second position. On course from Rocky Mountain College, it's Malin Erickson. Malin Erickson, 20th fastest after the first run. She's 8th at the first split shack. She'll need to pour it on. McKenna McNabb atop your leaderboard from St. Olaf. Now moving into the lower third, it's Malin Erickson from Rocky Mountain College. 7 gates to go for Erickson as she drives forward. 3 gates to go, and now across the stripe, it's Malin Erickson from Rocky Mountain in a time of 1:38.99, good enough for third. Allie Spencer now on course from Castleton College, 7th fastest at the split. She too will need to pour it on here in the lower third. 19th fastest after the morning. Here comes Allie Spencer from Castleton, and now dropping in from the top at St. Olaf's College's Natalie Kenny. Still the fastest, 17 to come. Now into the final stretch comes Allie Spencer from Castleton College. And across the stripe in 1:39.68, good enough for 6th position.
Here comes Natalie Kenny from St. Olaf. St. Olaf sitting in 1st and 2nd place right now. As I said before, they were in 4th place after the first run. They're really going to need to be solid here. And looks like Natalie Kenny's having a really fantastic run. 2nd at the first intermediate. She'll cross the finish line now, and she'll stay in 2nd place. Natalie Kenny with a time of 1:37.61. So St. Olaf in 1st, 2nd, and 3rd now, but of course many racers yet to come.
Indeed, one of them is Smith's College, Lily Erickson. Lily Erickson now into the lower third in the final 8 gates. Will it be enough to take over McNabb? St. Olaf just owning the podium right now in the top 3 selection. But Lily Erickson wants to change it, and she does. Crossing the stripe in 1:37.09, good enough for 2nd. So it's McNabb, Erickson, Kenny, Post, Erickson, Hemsley, Stewart, Spencer, Herner, and Honkanen, your top 10. Still the fastest, 16 to come, as Madison McLaughlin from St. Olaf College, making her way out of the center section into the lower third in the final 8 gates. 7th fastest at the split shack. She'll need to make up time here at the bottom. Here comes Madison McLaughlin from St. Olaf College, and into the finish corral in the lead. Your new leader from St. Olaf, Madison McLaughlin, with a combined time of 1:36.42. So it's McLaughlin and McNabb, both St. Olaf racers, in the top 2 slots. They're followed by Lily Erickson from Smith College. But Rocky Mountain College's Mimi Palavara wants to change that. 2nd fastest at the split shack, and now into the final 5 gates comes Palavara. Palavara now into the finish corral, and she takes the lead. Mimi Palavara from Rocky Mountain College, your new leader here in the Women's National Championship Slalom.
Looked like she ripped the gate out of the ground there. Really fast skiing from Mimi Palavara. Rocky Mountain needs her time as they're sitting in 2nd after the break, and I'm sure they want to challenge Sierra Nevada for 1st place.
Here comes Nika Mosenthal from Brown University, the rocket ship from the east. 4 gates to go for Mosenthal. Now she's across the stripe, and your new leader, Nika Mosenthal from 1:34.83 combined time. That's good enough for the top of the leaderboard. Still the fastest, 13 to come. Redente, Monica Redente from St. Anselm's College into the lower third. And now dropping in from the start shack, it's Samantha Bisnair from the University of British Columbia. 4 gates to go for Monica Redente from St. Anselm. And she crosses the line in 1:34.66 and takes the lead. Monica Redente, now your new leader. It's Redente, Mosenthal, Palavara, McLachlan, and McNabb, your top 5. Samantha Bisnair from the University of British Columbia wants to change it. 4th fastest at the split shack. She'll need to pour it on to take over Redente. Check that from Redente. 5 gates to go now for Bisnair. Will it be enough? Bisnair in 3rd position with a 1:34.99. Nicole Polshuk from the University of Nevada, Reno now on course. She was 11th fastest after the first run, 6th fastest at the intermediate gate. She too will have to really ski quickly here in the final 12 gates to take over Redente. Nicole Polshuk, a champion from last year in Sunday River. 4 gates to go for Polshuk. And now she punches the stripe, and she takes the lead with a 1:34.63. Nicole Polshuk from the University of Nevada at Reno, your current leader. Ella Both from British Columbia now on course. She'll be followed by Brown University's Amanda Engelhardt. Still the fastest 10 to come. Wild action here at the bottom of the Greyhawk Trail with 8 gates to go for Ella Both. She'll need to make up time to take the lead. And across the stripe, it's Both. with a time of 1:34.73, good enough for third. So Polshuk, now your leader from Nevada Reno, followed by Redente and St. Anselm, and Ella both from the University of British Columbia in third. But now on course in the halfway stretch, it's Brown's Amanda Engelhardt. Brown fielding a fantastic team this year, the team to beat in the East all season long. Can they continue their dominance here in Sun Valley? We'll find out. As Amanda Engelhardt from Brown, fifth fastest at the split. She'll need to pour it on here in the final 12 gates to make a podium. Amanda Engelhardt from Brown University skiing well, letting the hips do the action. Tired, nuclear legs, but she's going to make it. And across the stripe comes Engelhardt with a time of 1:34.44, and then she's in the lead. Amanda Engelhardt from Brown University, your leader here in the 2013 USCSA Women's National Slalom. Sierra Nevada College, definitely a team to watch in there. Johanna Tikkanen now on course. Second fastest after the intermediate split. Here comes Johanna Tikkanen. Sierra Nevada's Tikkanen now across the stripe, and she takes the lead. 1:33.12. So your leader, Johanna Tikkanen from Sierra Nevada. Engelhardt from Brown in second. And Nevada Reno's Nicole Polshuk in third. Still the fastest seven to come, including Sarah Gregory from Colorado Mesa University. Into the final 8 gates comes Gregory. She was 7th fastest at the split shack. She'll need to make up time. Here comes Sarah Gregory and punches the stripe in 1:33.76, good enough for second place. So your leader, Johanna Tikkanen, Sarah Gregory in second, Amanda Engelhardt in third, Polshuk in fourth, and rounding out your top 5, Monica Redente from St. Anselm. Still the fastest 6 to come, including Katie Olstead from St. Olaf. On course and second fastest at the split shack, it's Olstead. Now Emilie Lamoureux dropping in at the top from Sierra Nevada. 8 gates to go for Catherine Olstead from St. Olaf. Will she be your new leader? She punches the finish line, and yes, she is. Katie Olstead leading the women's final slalom here at Sun Valley with a combined time of 1:33.02. But Sierra Nevada College's Emilie Lamoureux wants to change things. She was 5th fastest after the morning run, 11th fastest at the split shack. She had a tough time at the top of this run. Will she be able to make it up here at the bottom? We'll find out as 8 gates to go for Lamoureux. Taya Palick now also from Sierra Nevada on court. As we see Emilie Lamoureux across the stripe in a time of 1:33.91, only good enough for 4th. So Katie Olstead from St. Olaf College, still your leader, followed by Johanna Tikkanen, Sarah Gregory, Emilie Lamoureux, and Amanda Engelhardt. Sierra Nevada's Taya Palick now, wearing bib 31, 4th fastest after the morning run with 10 gates to go. Taya Palick can smell a national championship, but she's going to need to make up time. Only 5th fastest after the split shack. 8 gates to go. 5, 4, 3. Now into the finish line comes Taya Palick. And Taya Palick, good enough for 3rd place. 1:33.16 for Palick. Now it's up to Melissa Daniels from Sierra Nevada College, the 3rd fastest. 2nd fastest at the intermediate gate as she makes her way into the lower 3rd. She'll have to pour it on to take the lead away from Katie Olstead. 8 gates to go for Daniels from Sierra Nevada. Will it be enough for Daniels? She tucks, punches the line, and takes the lead. Melissa Daniels from Sierra Nevada College, your new leader. Now we've got Caitlin Forms from St. Anselm's on course. Caitlin Forms the 2nd fastest. She's made it through the halfway mark. She wants a national title. She was 4th fastest at the split shack. She'll need to make up time. Here comes Caitlin Forms from St. Anselm's College and across the stripe in a time of 1:32.45. Good enough for 2nd place. So with the fastest racer on the course now coming down, here comes Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College. She had a huge lead after run number 1. It'll take a disaster from Julian to lose this national title. She is skiing well, like a silver bullet into the final 8 gates. Here comes Eloise Julian and across the stripe and wins a national championship. Eloise Julian from Sierra Nevada. Check that, Rocky Mountain College. Eloise Julian, definitely the one to beat after the first run, and she piled it on. The fastest qualifying time in run number 1 and the fastest time so far today in run number 2. You can't lose when you add those together. A combined time of 1:28.87, almost a clear 4 seconds ahead of the second place finisher. So congratulations to Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College. She definitely, Alex Beatty, was the person to watch and the time to beat today. It would have taken a disaster from Julian, and she kept it together, kept focused, kept strong, made her way down this difficult Greyhawk Trail, and now she's got a national title to show for it.
Perfection, boss. Pure domination. She had the fastest first run time, the fastest second run time. It's as simple as that, boss, and she's going to go home with the gold today.
Congratulations to Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College, the unofficial leader and the national champion here in the 2013 USCSA Women's Slalom Race. She's followed in second place by Sierra Nevada's Melissa Daniels. Then from St. Anselm's in the third slot, it's Caitlin Ford. Katie Olfstead from St. Olaf takes the fourth position. And rounding out your top five from Sierra Nevada College, it's Johanna Tikkanen. So exciting action here from the Greyhound Trail, or the Greyhawk Trail, whichever one you prefer. As we have seen some excellent ski racing from the ladies this afternoon, and a big day for Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College.
And for the Sierra Nevada ski team as well, boss, it looks like they will be going home with the team gold. Unofficial, of course, at this time, but with 5 racers in the top 10, just domination by Sierra Nevada. Just really impressive showing by them as they take home the ladies slalom and GS titles this year, as well as the men's GS, with, of course, the men's slalom yet to come tomorrow.
Wow, could it be a four-peat, a complete sweep for Sierra Nevada College? Coach Branco would sure love something like that, but I'll tell you, there's a few schools that want to put an end to that domination, and we're going to find out tomorrow as we bring you live coverage of the men's slalom here on the USCSA Network, whether or not that's going to come true. Let's go over some times as we have been talking about the tremendous performance from Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College. Crossing the stripe from Lafayette College is Margaret Del Cole. She had a total time of 140.35. Then 2 racers from the College of Idaho. Mayu Nakamura from College of Idaho with a 142.97. And Eleanor Tansley, also from the College of Idaho, with a 142.87. And then we saw Clarkson, check that, University of Massachusetts is Claire Hamnett. And from Clarkson University, Ashley Yovian. Now back to live action and coming across Amy Gifford from Cornell University. And she'll be followed by the University of Massachusetts' Casey Ryder.
Amy Gifford of Cornell would like to thank Joe DeMari for giving her life meaning and purpose. Just a great ski racer out of Amy Gifford, and great showing here at the National Championship.
Now wearing bib 10, UMass's Casey Ryder. She makes her way through the final 5 gates. And then William Smith College's Rebecca Calgren. Out of the start shack into the course. No intermediate split for Calgren, so that may very well be the end of Calgren's day. It is. Rebecca Calgren, a tough break at the top here at run number 2. She skis off course.
Looked like she lost a ski there, boss, as she made one of the course's many transitions from side to side. Just proved a little bit too much for Rebecca Calgren, and that'll end her day.
Next, we'll see Kelia Zizic. She'll be followed by Kelly Rowland from Clarkson University. But the day belonging to Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College, your women's national champion here in the slalom. 2 huge runs. Almost a second and a half, over a second and a half lead after the first run, and then comes back and lays the fastest time by over a second in the second run.
Absolutely, boss. And as you look at our top 5 now, a totally different showing than we saw 2 days ago in the GS. Just goes to show you that it's just a totally different skill set here. Technique is emphasized over speed, and it is all important to be on your toes in slalom if you want to take home a championship.
Crossing the stripe, it's Kelia Zizic, now on course from Clarkson University. Skiing well is Kelly Rowland. She'll be followed by Ashby Sussman from Cornell University. who's now on course, and St. Anselm's Tara Byrne awaiting her second run from the start shack. With 4 gates to go, here's Kelly Rowland. And Rowland across the stripe in a 144.91.
Of course, Destiny Child's Kelly Rowland, a freshman of Clarkson University, majoring in biology, psychology, and pre-physical therapy. So a lot of academic achievement there from a great skier out of Clarkson University, and we'll see her next year, hopefully, at the 2014 National Championship.
Now we watch Ashby Sussman from Cornell University making her way across the stripe into the finish corral with a combined time of 142.82 for Sussman. A good showing from the Cornell women here today in Sun Valley. Hope you're enjoying our live coverage as Boss Hogg and Alex Beatty bring it to you from the USCSA Broadcast Center here in the beautiful Warm Springs base area of Sun Valley. You know, this Wood River Valley is gorgeous. I know they're open 150 days a year here at the Sun Valley Resort. They say they get 120 days of sun, and I'll tell you what, I believed it. Although yesterday I might have doubted it as we couldn't see 5 gates in front of it. Back to live action, Tara Byrne from St. Anselm's across the stripe in 145.21. She'll be followed by Cornell University's Jessie Evans. And awaiting second run from the start shack, it's Michelle Podnecki from Castleton College.
Great showing out of St. Anselm's today. They were sitting in 6th after the first run, only a couple seconds behind the 5th, 4th, and 3rd place team. So it'll be interesting to see if they really pulled it together with some solid runs and moved up to the podium. We can get those results to you as soon as possible.
And across the stripe comes Jessie Evans from Cornell University. She'll come across in 144.46. Michelle Podnecki from Castleton College. Now out of this intersection into the lower 3rd, and dropping in from the start shack, it's Clarkson College's Sarah Schaefer. Michelle Podnecki with 8 gates to go. And right behind her is Sarah Schaefer.
Looks like Michelle Podnecki had a little bit of trouble there, boss. She is on the ground, hiking up, had some trouble in that hairpin there near the bottom of the course, second most bottom hairpin. She's back in the course, and it looks like she is going to make her way towards the finish. We'll look to the gatekeepers to see exactly what happened there, but she will finish. Michelle Podnecki of Castleton, she will finish her second run.
Now it's Sarah Schaefer from Clarkson into the final 5 gates for Clarkson. Of course, the legs just nuclear here at the bottom of this course. Almost 200 meters of vertical drop and 46 gates.
I'm surprised anyone finished, boss. Just a brutal course. Back and forth across the run here. Just amazing to watch these athletes handle it like champions.
Sarah Schaefer from Clarkson across in 144.32. Now it's Colorado Mesa University's Maddie Wells. Maddie Wells with 3 gates to go. And here comes Wells into the finish corral with a time of 143.69. A good run for Maddie Wells. Always nice to see the Colorado Mesa University team represented here at the National Championship.
Maddie Wells, a freshman from Colorado Mesa, originally from Casper, Wyoming, was thrilled to be able to compete at her first National Championship. Oh, and it looks like Kristen Huff of St. Anselm's is on the ground. She looks like... did she lose a ski, boss? I can't see. She's out of the course there. Yes, she lost a ski, so that'll be the end of her day. Just a heartbreaker for Kristen Huff of St. Anselm.
Rough break for Huff. Meanwhile, back on course, Jessica Wolf from Rocky Mountain College, and she too is having difficulty. Wolf now having to hike for a gate.
She just totally lost it there. You could see her legs just giving out, and she ended up far on skiers left of the trail, but she's back in the course, and that is tough to do, boss, but she's making her way towards the finish line now.
Here comes Jessica Wolf from Rocky Mountain College, and a gutsy second run from Wolf. Was able to compose herself, stay focused, gathered her energy, kept it in her legs, and was able to finish the stripe into the corral. So a good run, 154.40, but more importantly, a finish for Jessica Wolf from Rocky Mountain. Now on course into the lower 3rd, it's Casey Benner from the College of Idaho. She'll be followed by Allie Betcher from the University of Minnesota in Duluth. 8 gates to go for the College of Idaho's Casey Benner. And now Benner into the corral with a 150.64. Allie Betcher from the University of Minnesota in Duluth through the halfway marker and now down into the lower third. Lindsay Tadero from the University of Massachusetts follows her, now out of the start check. Kelsey Young awaits her second run from Northern Michigan University.
Looked like Allie Betcher ran into a little bit of trouble there, boss, in that same section that's given the last couple racers some difficulty. She is skiing wildly now, just can't keep her line, but amazingly still back in the course, and looks like she will. Yeah, she does it. She crosses the finish line. Allie Betcher of Minnesota Duluth will finish with a time of 1:49.10.
Now, if somebody stuck a microphone in Allie Betcher's face right now, she would tell you that her legs she can't feel. They went numb about eight gates ago, but she made it. Congratulations, Allie Betcher across. Lindsay Tadaro from the University of Massachusetts, now down into the bottom section. She's followed by Kelsey Young from Northern Michigan. 5 gates to go for Lindsay Tadaro, and a good run for Tadaro with a combined time of 1:48.73.
It's swarm, swarm, swoosh, and swarm. These racers go back and forth across this run. Just this course brutally set, dragging them all the way from skiers right to skiers left and back again. I've never seen anything like it, but the speed is incredible, almost faster than the first run. It's really impressive to watch these racers handle this very tricky course.
And it's Kelsey Young now across the stripe in 1:47.02. She'll be followed by UCLA's Kelsey Whittles, and Paige Doolin from Northern Michigan now awaits her second run in the start shack. But it's Kelsey Whittles now as she whittles away this course in the second run from UCLA. Nice to see the Southern California athletes here at Nationals.
They must be freezing, boss.
You know, they do have the Sierra Nevada mountains, so they can actually be cold. It snows there, too. I didn't know if you were aware of that. Kelsey Whittles from UCLA across the stripe in 1:49.72. Northern Michigan University's Paige Doolin. She's on course now, about halfway up this hill, making her way into the lower third. A big day for Rocky Mountain College as Eloise Julian comes through. A bullet run earlier this morning here on the Greyhawk Trail, and following up today. It was no fluke, she says, with the fastest run in the second run, combining for a 1:28.87, an almost 4.5 seconds faster than Melissa Daniels in the second slot.
She could be looking at an individual title as well, boss, after finishing in third in the GS 2 days ago. So really impressive showing this week by Eloise Julian. She may be receiving a wealth of awards this afternoon.
Northern Michigan University's Paige Doolin across the stripe in 1:48.73. And on course, it's Jessica Bishop from William Smith College. Bishop trying to hold on here as you can just see the legs start to give out.
Absolutely, boss. Exhaustion there. She got in the back seat on those last few gates, but keeps it together and finishes her second run.
Yes, she does. William Smith College's Jessica Bishop with a 1:49.99. Katie Tadero now from the University of Massachusetts in Amherst. Northern Michigan's Allison Moradane. And Penn State University's Tommy Chapman.
UMass Amherst, 4 years of qualifying for nationals, and Katie Tadaro has been on the team for all 4 of those years. So it's been a great run for UMass Amherst. A lot of skiing talent to come out of that school.
Here comes Katie Tadaro across the stripe in a 1:53.74. Allison Moordane from Northern Michigan University on course, and now Tommy Chipman from Penn State University dropping in from the start shack. Looks like Allison Moordane from Northern Michigan University had some speed there, but had to scrape it off.
Almost coming to a complete stop there for a second, boss. She had to throw all of her weight just to stay on the course, but looks like she is skiing out, having a lot of trouble there at the bottom, and that'll end her day, boss.
A 45-second run. It's deceiving, Alex Beatty. You think, well, it can't be too long, it can't be too tough. It's only 45 seconds. But as you said, as many direction changes as they have, and more importantly, how they've just moved this thing from left to right to left again. It has got to be a brutal physical course, and it's very evident here in the last 8 gates as you can just see the lactic acid oozing out of the legs of these ladies as they try to make it through the final gates of this course.
Absolutely, boss. And Tommy Chipman of Penn State had a lot of trouble there, but she is coming across the finish line now with the time of 1:51.99 after almost totally losing it there near the bottom of the course, just like so many of these athletes we've seen. And look, there's no exception here as Allison Kowalski, also of Penn State, looks like she missed a gate there. Her skis coming across the gate, and she is out, boss.
Tough break for Allison Kowalski, the Nittany Lion from Penn State. But her teammate still on course, Cassidy Gehring. Gehring now through the halfway section. A tough flush about halfway up the Greyhawk Trail. Then they take a hard right-hand turn again. Make their way all the way back across this run. And let me tell you, this is not a New England ski run. This is a wide landing strip. We could put two 747s down the middle of this thing and they wouldn't touch wings. So when you move across from left to right to left again, you have covered some distance. Here comes Cassidy Gehring. The Nittany Lion punches the stripe in a time of 1:50.85. University of Minnesota Duluth, Mary Dougherty now on course. She's followed by British Columbia's Kayla Johnston.
And you can see one very difficult turn there, about 3 or 2 gates ahead of that hairpin in the middle of the course. That is really giving the racers some trouble. I wonder if a lot of snow there has been skied off, and lots of these athletes are having trouble setting an edge and carving into that turn.
Across the stripe from Minnesota Duluth, it's Mary Dougherty with a combined time of 1:51.32. Hannah Wolf from Michigan State University.
Looks like she skied clear off the course and into the side. Must have had a lot of trouble there as the pitch changes from steeps to flats, backs to steeps. She's back on the course amazingly. I wonder, yes, she's continuing. Looks like she is still in the course, managed to go through all the gates. So really impressive stuff there. What a recovery, boss.
Well, we'll see if she can keep it together here as the legs are nuclear now. She got out of rhythm. She's trying to get it back. She's skiing well with 5 gates to go. What a great bottom run for Hannah Wolf from Michigan State University. The Spartan across the stripe in 2:00.92. But more importantly, a fantastic recovery for Hannah Wolf. The heart of a champion and a lion, making her way through the gates, recovering halfway up and being able to get it back together for the bottom portion of the course. Now it's Kayla Johnston from the University of British Columbia across the stripe in 1:51.62. She'll be followed by Rutgers' Erica Anderson. And now Grace Monks from Cornell, also on course, dropping in from the start shack.
You know, boss, it's great to see these athletes, even when they get themselves out of the course, they hike and get back into it. Great sportsmanship. They know they're not going to go home with a championship run after skiing out of the course, but they get back in it, and it's just really great sportsmanship in the USCSA.
Erica Anderson from Rutgers now across the stripe in 1:58.15. She'll be followed by Cornell's Grace Monks, and now on course from St. Anselm's Jolie Poirier.
Grace Monks of Cornell having a solid run here as she makes her way into the bottom section, navigating the gates very well into the hairpin now near the bottom. Couple more turns, and look, into the second hairpin near the bottom. She is making her way towards the finish now. That's Grace Monks of Cornell. She'll finish with a combined time of 1:53.31. So solid run from Grace Monks and the entire Cornell team with a very good showing this week, boss.
St. Anselm's Jolie Poirier now on course, followed by Caroline Grady from UMass. 10 gates to go for Poirier. And it looks like Caroline Grady from UMass has skied out high above. Here at the bottom, it's Jolie Poirier from St. Anselm. And she'll cross the stripe in 1:54.09. So let's run down your top 10. The day belonging, of course, to Rocky Mountain College's Eloise Julian. She is followed by Melissa Daniels from Sierra Nevada in the second slot. Then it's St. Anselm's Caitlin Forbes in third. Catherine Olfstead from St. Olaf's in the fourth position. And rounding out your top 5 from Sierra Nevada College, it's Johanna Tikkanen. In sixth place, Taya Palick from Sierra Nevada. Sarah Gregory from Colorado Mesa University in seventh. Emilie Lamoureux in eighth place from Sierra Nevada. It's Amanda Engelhardt from Brown in ninth. And rounding out your top 10, Nicole Polshuk from Nevada Reno. Meanwhile, back to live action, Michaela Stebbins from Clarkson University on course. And it looks like Julianne Mose Mose has skied off course as well. That's going to be the end of her day. But here at the bottom with 5 gates to go, it's Michaela Stebbins from Clarkson. And Stebbins crosses the stripe in a time of 1:58.05.
Looks like Julianne Mose back on the course, still hiking all these gates. She is back in and skiing down. So really a tremendous hike, and you have to think, boss, hiking that early in the course, she must be exhausted. It'll be exciting to see if she can stay in it and finish and get that second run time.
Great to see the dedication of these ladies here today on the Greyhawk Trail. Tough conditions, a steep course, swinging them back and forth left to right. It takes the utmost of conditioning and focus. And they want to finish. They want a time and they want a position score here at a national championship. So Julianne Mose defining the spirit of USCSA right now as she makes her way into the final 8 gates.
You can see the exhaustion, boss, just struggling to set these edges. Those legs are exhausted, and she is really putting on a show here.
Let's bring her home in the final 3 gates. Here's Julianne Mose, and across the stripe in a time of 2:35.67. But more importantly for Julianne Mose, she has completed both runs of this Women's National Slalom Championship.
No easy task, boss, as we've lost a lot of racers to this very tricky course set. A lot of them handling it very well, but some trouble and definitely some trouble spots near the bottom of the course. Some snow has been shaved off the course, icy conditions perhaps, and some of these racers have just gone flying.
Now Taylor Santon across the stripe from Nevada Reno in a time of 2:06.22. Hillary Deagle, the Penn State Nittany Lion, on course, and she'll be followed by Frederica Helm from Rocky Mountain College. Helm having a good GS run, had some tough luck here earlier this morning in run number 1, but she finished 6th in the Giant Slalom 2 days ago here on the same Greyhawk Trail. So we'll be interested to see her come down. She is a great ski racer. Hillary Deagle from Penn State. Now into the final 3 gates comes Deagle, and she punches the stripe in a time of 2:11.88. Now Rocky Mountain College's Frederica Helm on course out of the halfway section into the lower third, and she's skiing well. Real skills here for Frederica Helm, ladies and gentlemen. And she makes her way into the final 10 gates, and she is moving with great speed. Here comes Frederica Helm from Rocky Mountain College, and across the stripe Helm comes in a 1:51.88. Let's take a look at the second run time, though, 47.95. So a good run for Helm.
Looked like that course agreed with her a lot more than this morning's course, boss. After finishing late in the pack this morning, she manages 18th place in the second run. So definitely not pleased with her morning's performance, but she makes up for it in the afternoon.
Kathleen Moore from Colorado Mesa University now into the lower third, and she hits the gate. Oh, a tough break. And she's going to slide past 2. That's going to be the end of the day for Kathleen Moore. She had a good run going from Colorado Mesa University. But after sliding through 1 and then the second gate, it's just too high to hike.
Looked like she just got on her side. Her ski hit the gate and popped right off. A textbook fall there from Kathleen Moore. Our hats go off to her. Great competition all week, but that'll be the end of her day.
Now it's Catherine Bondi from Rutgers University. She's on course wearing bib 50. She'll be followed by Nevada Reno's Caitlin Olson. What a wonderful day for ski racing here in Sun Valley. Of course, USCSA National Championship competition going on all over this resort at Dollar Mountain today. Huge competition for the snowboarders and the free skiers as they had slopestyle and border cross and skier cross competition at Dollar still going on now. The cross-country folks had a practice day at the cross-country venue. They'll be back for relay action starting tomorrow. And the Alpine competition for the ladies winding up here this afternoon on the Greyhawk Trail. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow for the men's slalom. Now it's Catherine Bondi from Rutgers University crossing the stripe in a time of 2:19.86. And she'll be followed by Nevada Reno's Caitlin Olson.
And you know, boss, it'll be interesting to see some of these athletes competing in the dual slalom event on Saturday. Of course, dual slalom, a faster, less technical event than the slalom here. It should be an interesting mix. A lot of racers that prefer speed over technique may thrive in the dual slalom, so it should be very exciting to watch, and I encourage everyone in the area to come on down and check out the event, the USCSA's first dual slalom championship.
Caitlin Olsen now coming across the finish line into the final 4 gates. She's from Nevada, Reno, and pulls her way through the finish corral. So a good run for Caitlin Olsen with a combined time of 2:25.00. William Smith College's Allison Burrows on course. She'll be followed by Skidmore's Kelsey Siafi. As we see Allison Burrows from William Smith College on course.
Allie Burrows, the sophomore from William Smith, originally from Simsbury, Connecticut. This is her first national championship. I'm sure she's very excited to be out here in beautiful Sun Valley, a place I'm sure most of these athletes don't get to visit very often, myself included. Just great to be here in such a beautiful area.
Now back to live action is Kelsey Siafi from Skidmore. Makes her way into the lower third. And dropping in from the start shack from William Smith College, it is Rebecca Chenman. She'll be followed by Minnesota Duluth's Catherine Royce. 8 gates to go for Kelsey Siafi from Skidmore. Oh, and a good run hanging on here. And she makes it. Great job for Kelsey Siafi in Skidmore. She had a wild run with 8 gates to go. And she has a combined time of 2:03.08.
Kelsey Siafi, the senior from Skidmore, looks like she had a little bit of trouble on her first run, but really, really solid second run, moving up drastically in the standings. So a great performance by Kelsey, the senior. This is her first national championship, and what a way to end your collegiate skiing career than with a national championship appearance. Must be very exciting for Kelsey Siafi.
Now it's Rebecca Chenman from William Smith College into the lower third. Catherine Royce from the University of Minnesota Duluth has dropped in, and she'll be followed by the University of Washington's Morgan Duffy. We'll also see Madison Krovitz, Taylor Manderson, and Mara Williams, our last 3 ladies in the second run. And across the stripe it is Rebecca Chenman from William Smith in a combined time of 2:29.21. Don't forget to join us tonight at Dollar Mountain. Starting at 7 p.m., it is the USCSA Big Air Competition. And folks, if you've never seen kids huck tricks off a 70-foot hit, you need to show up at Dollar Mountain tonight at 7 o'clock and get your eyes full of fun. And it'll all take place right at 7 p.m. Mountain Time here in Sun Valley, and it is unbelievable. You had a chance last year, Alex, to see the Big Air at Sunday River. I was shocked when we actually saw one of the racers throw a double back layout flip. I mean, it was just unbelievable. The kid was in the air for 6 to 7 seconds. We thought he'd never land, and much fun to be had. It's all, of course, taking place tonight at the Dollar Mountain Resort starting at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Across the stripe, Morgan Duffy from the University of Washington. 2:09.18 is her combined time, and on course it's Madison Krovitz. She'll be followed by Taylor Manderson from Clarkson University, and our final racer from the University of Minnesota Duluth, Mara Williams.
A lot of these racers, boss, having very quick second runs, blasting from the back of the pack. They probably had some trouble on that first run, and what a great way to redeem yourself than by throwing down a solid second run.
I might have missed the time for Catherine Royce. I wanted to certainly mention her as she completes her second run here in the Women's National Championship with a combined time of 2:08.31. So congratulations to Catherine Royce from the University of Minnesota Duluth. Meanwhile, back to live action, Madison Krovitz from Nevada Reno. Into the final gates and across the stripe comes Krovitz in a time of 2:41.79. And high above the Greyhawk Trail now it's Taylor Manderson from Clarkson. Our final racer from the University of Minnesota Duluth, Mara Williams, is in the start shack awaiting her second run.
Taylor Manderson skiing very well for Clarkson in her second run, really laying down some impressive turns. She is carving well here as she drives her legs into each turn. I can read the words on the bottom of her skis. A really impressive showing here by Taylor Manderson of Clarkson. She makes her way now towards the finish, and she will cross with a combined time of 2:17.75. So a solid second run for Taylor Manderson of Clarkson, and a great way to finish her day here in the ladies slalom.
Now our final racer. She's awaiting her last run from the University of Minnesota Duluth. It's Mara Williamson.
And she's on course now, boss. The final racer has to be feeling strong here as all eyes are on her now. On the course skiing well, Mara Williams from Minnesota Duluth.
Now we've got a big crowd here at the venue in Sun Valley in the beautiful Warm Springs base area. And they'll all get together and cheer on our final racer, all part of the spirit of USCSA. But the day belongs to Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College. What a great accomplishment, as she literally owns the first and second run. It was never a question in her mind. Others thought they could, but Eloise Julian knew different. And as a result, she takes home a national title here today. Here comes Mara Williams from the University of Minnesota Duluth. With 8 gates to go, it's Williams. And our final racer, it's Mara Williams, crossing the stripe in a combined time of 2:39.17. Congratulations to Mara Williams from Minnesota Duluth. So a great day here for Rocky Mountain College's Eloise Julian, winning a national title. She's followed by Melissa Daniels from Sierra Nevada College in second. Then it's St. Anselm's College's Caitlin Forbes in third. Katie Olfstead from St. Olaf in fourth. Rounding out your top 5, Sierra Nevada's Johanna Tikkanen. Then it's teammate Taya Palak in sixth. Sarah Gregory from Colorado Mesa University in seventh. Emilie Lamoureux from Sierra Nevada in eighth. In ninth place, it's Amanda Engelhardt from Brown University. In 10th, from Nevada Reno, Nicole Polshak. 11th belongs to Monica Redente from St. Anselm. Then British Columbia's Ella Both in 12th. Nika Mosenthal from Brown University in 13th. Samantha Bisnair from British Columbia in 14th. And rounding out your top 15, All-American honors, Mimi Palavara from Rocky Mountain College. What do you think the team results look like, Alex Beatty?
Well, boss, I'm going to say it's really close right now. Sierra Nevada clearly in first, I would say, with 4 racers in the top 10, but almost a toss-up between Rocky Mountain, St. Anselm, St. Olaf, Brown, British Columbia, all teams that could be on the podium. We'll get official results to you later in the day, but really a impressive performance. Just goes to show you the parity that exists in the USCSA. A lot of teams skiing very well today, but of course Eloise Julian of Rocky Mountain College giving a huge boost to her team with a 4-second difference between her and second place. Pure domination by the freshman Eloise Julian, and I bet we are going to see her back at some more national championships, boss.
No doubt about it, Alex Beatty. Don't forget to join us at Dollar Mountain tonight, 7 p.m. It's the Big Air competition courtesy of the USCSA athletes. Of course, it's also the big cookout and a fun time to be had by all, as all of the athletes get together to cheer on these competitors in what has to be the most exciting competition you'll ever see. Watch kids just huck themselves off huge jumps and hits, doing tricks you've never seen before. It's all live, it's all here in Sun Valley, and it's all tonight at 7 o'clock at Dollar Mountain. We invite you to join us for that. Back here with live coverage tomorrow morning, beginning at 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time. That's 11:30 back in the East. We'll bring you run number 1 of the men's slalom. We'll crown a national champion in the men's slalom tomorrow afternoon in run number 2. And we hope you'll join us on the USCSA Broadcast Network for all of the coverage beginning tomorrow morning at 9:30. The 2013 USCSA National Championships are brought to you in part by Patagonia. Their mission to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, and to use business to inspire and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. Learn more at Patagonia.com. Proud supporters of the USCSA. And by Reliable Racing. Whether it's alpine and Nordic ski racing apparel and equipment, hill and event supplies, sports timing equipment, or hard-to-find race gear, Reliable Racing is your one-stop shop. Check them out on the web at reliableracing.com. And by Hurricane Racing. When it's custom team, alpine, Nordic, and cycling race apparel you seek, Hurricane Racing delivers. Demand the very best in custom printed ski suits, jackets, pants, and race apparel. Demand Hurricane Racing at hurricaneracing.com, official sponsors of the USCSA. And by Twitchell Sportswear, the home of Yeti apparel. When you're facing truly abominable weather, the Yeti has you covered. Check out their complete collection at twitchellsportswear.com, proud supporters of the USCSA. Congratulations to Eloise Julian from Rocky Mountain College, our national champion here today. She is going to take home the hardware, and we'll hand it out at 4 o'clock this afternoon here at the Sun Valley Lodge, where all of the award ceremonies take place every day during the competition all week long, starting at 4 p.m. Don't forget to join us tomorrow morning. We'll be back live right here on the USCSA Broadcast Network, 9:30 a.m. Mountain Time, 11:30 Eastern Time for the men's slalom. And on behalf of all of us at the USCSA and our studio director, Mr. Alan Price, my broadcast partner, Mr. Alex Beatty, this is Boss Hogg saying so long, everybody.
Well, I'm here to tell you, it's now the 21st century, and house music is still kicking. Hey, DJ. This is house music.
Is it something I could drown in the water? Why ask if you tell? 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 Grown child with a loaded gun, said it's all good, 'cause I'm just having fun. I'm a perfect mocking crack with a twisting hammer smear. stand and fight them.